Hey, what's up, Carship and Rockstar? This training is brought to you by ReloGeek.com. We made the claim, don't start an auto transport broker business, do this instead. So in today's video, we're spilling the beans. We're talking about the 3 things you should do before you start an auto transport broker business. Now, before we mention the tips, there's a small disclaimer. There's so many things that you both need to do and should do before starting an auto transport broker business. This list is not exhaustive by any means, but they're the most important things that we suggest you do above all else. So without further ado, let's get into our list. As an auto freight broker, the number one thing we tell people, even when we get contacted by people who are interested in our auto transport broker training course, is to get a quote or multiple quotes for your freight broker bond. If you're new to brokering, you may want to know, what is a bond and why do you need one? In order for you to become federally licensed to legally ship cars, you need to become a freight broker. And one of those requirements to do is to fulfill a $75,000 bond. The bond is in place to protect the carrier should you decide not to pay them. In auto transport, it's far less likely you'll be responsible for paying the carrier directly, but you still have to legally have the bond on file. The great news is that you don't need the entire bond payment up front. If you have it, great, but the reality is most people don't. What most brokers do is use a bond company. Currently, that's how much your freight broker bond is, $75,000. Many moons ago, when we started our broker business, the fee was only $10,000. But like all good things, they just had to make it more costly to start an auto transport broker business. The reason we suggest aspiring brokers get a quote for the bond first is because it's by far your biggest startup expense. The other expenses are minute in comparison. A few $100s here and a few dollars there, and boom, you're in business. If you can't afford to bond or you don't qualify for other reasons like insufficient or poor credit history, putting $300 towards your FMCSA application means jack. Furthermore, filing for your LLC means money wasted, unless of course you use it for another business. The point is, we want to eliminate the guesswork and the amount of mistakes you make so you can make money sooner. And one way to do that is to make sure you know your numbers. One of those numbers is your broker bond. When you join our auto transport broker course, you'll get an interactive checklist that you can use to keep you on track. And in that checklist, we say to get a quote for your bond, but don't secure it just yet. There's other steps you'll need to take after that and before you secure the bond. We also give you the contact information for our preferred bond partner. So the number one thing that you want to do before you do anything, you should do this even before you take courses, ours included, is make sure that you get approved or can get approved for the bond, number one, and that the quote that these bonding companies are giving you is actually affordable. And because we are confident someone will ask, if you get a quote for $2,500 and all you have in your account is $2,500, then you shouldn't jump right into starting an auto transport broker business. That's not how we roll. You need to figure out your unique financial situation and figure out how much money you can afford to invest. There are always costs to doing business, so you want to make sure you can at least cover that plus the money, have money for your own personal bills. You do not want to start an auto transport broker business and then later find out for whatever reason the bond's too much money, you just can't get approved for it, or you spent all your money on the bond and now you're stuck having paid out all this money and can't move forward with other things. We cannot tell you how much your bond is going to cost you. The only way to know is to call bonding companies. Give them your information. Let them know that you're just checking out rates before you make a commitment. And so to help you out in this process, we'll leave the link to access a list of our preferred companies, bonding company included, in the comments. They've saved our students thousands of dollars, and most of our students love them. The average cost for the bond is between $1,500 and $3,500. Some people will fall below that and others a few $1,000s above it. But on average, that's the cost our students have paid out for it. Again, we can't emphasize this enough. You need to get a quote or multiple quotes to be sure. The second most important thing you should do before you start your auto transport broker business is to figure out what you'll name your company. I know most people don't think about this or they treat naming their business as an afterthought, but we warn against that. One of the key benefits of our proven profit plan that our students get inside our course is that it helps you map out your most valuable clients, your high value clients. These are clients who net you the most money, are a joy to work with, and are easy to find, attract, and convert. Once you know who they are, you can approach naming your business from that perspective. We've seen this time and time again with our mentorship students. They choose a name without careful consideration and then they file their LLC. Once they come into our programs, they realize that a name isn't just a name. They realize how important your business name is and why. Then they're kicking themselves in the foot because they dropped the ball there. Or maybe they hire us to build their brand only to realize that the name they chose was just plucked from the sky. For example, they might choose the name Gorilla Moves. Totally made that up. And then they decide that they want to target affluent clients with rare collectible cars. With a name like Gorilla Moves, it goes against the brand strategy or brand positioning of someone who wants to attract and convert affluent customers. Put simply, your business name has to make sense or else your brand will never work. It will always feel like a disconnect for both you and your clients. One of the things we realize with some students is that your name breeds confidence. When you create a name and then design a brand around the name you chose, you feel more confident and driven to put yourself out there. And with more confidence and drive breeds more opportunities. It goes without saying that that leads to more money. So don't make that mistake. Before you start an auto transport broker business, take some time to think about your business name and who your high value clients are. Inside our Ultimate Auto Transport Broker training course, you'll get access to our proprietary profit plan to help you figure all of that out. The third and not final thing you should do before you start an auto transport broker business is have a plan. This one kind of ties in with the last one because that is, again, the goal of our profit plan to create a 50,000 square foot view and a detailed look at how you plan to reach success in your business. Similar to a business plan, but more actionable, strategic, and designed specifically for auto transport, you'll find it beyond instrumental in your journey. A business without a plan is a failed business. You have to know who your customers are, how you're going to reach them, and how you'll convert them, amongst many other things. You want to know how you can maximize your revenue and find partnerships that'll work in your favor. These are things most aspiring brokers don't do. In fact, not many people teach these things because they are only concerned with fast money. It's simple in their eyes: buy leads and convert them. But as you know by now, that's not our philosophy. We pride ourselves on encouraging you to build an auto transport broker business like a real business from the ground up. You have to do the tedious things if you want to succeed. Yes, you can skip it and jump right into buying and converting leads, but we want you to be around for the long haul. And the best way to do that is to build your foundation first. Once you do that, you will never wonder where your next client will come from because you've mapped it out already in your profit plan. And the great thing about doing a profit plan, aka a plan for how you'll be profitable, is that you don't have to guess. You know how to find and pinpoint opportunities for adding more revenue to your business. You know how to find people who can help you reach your high value client. And you can figure out what social media channels to spend time on. You'd never guess how many aspiring brokers think they need to be on Instagram because it's the hottest thing right now. The reality is that where you go isn't about the hottest place. It's about where your high value customers are. And if you don't do the boring, tedious work to uncover that, you'll spend so much wasted time aimlessly posting on social media without results. So create a plan. Whether you take our course or not, we encourage you to sit down and create your plan for profit because once you do that, everything else will be a heck of a lot easier. And that's what we want for you. If you're interested in our Ultimate Auto Transport Broker training course, we'll leave the link in the description. Well, that's it for this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like it. This training was brought to you by ReloGeek.com. Now get out there and make moves happen. We'll see you in the next video.